Cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1,801,000, something like that.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I need to jump in a pool. I need to clean my brain because it's insane. All the things in life that get to you again and again. It's episode 1,881, 1881. It's a palindrome. It's something cool, and your name's Jerome. And that's fine, because Jerome is a cool name for someone.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Even if you're a woman, your name is now Jerome. Hey, Jerome, thanks for listening to Mike's Daily Podcast, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley-ton today.
Podcast.
Cafe anyway, and the last place on earth is where we are. So here we go, because I realized, what computer program does not allow you to undo? I just dealt with one that I tried to undo something and it would not let me do it. What 1980s crap technology is that? Ugh. You should be able to undo certain things. Some things you can't undo. It's true. Some things we regret that we did, but some things you can undo, and that's all right. Or you can try again. There's sometimes you get a second chance. Sometimes. I say sometimes a lot. Ooh, sometimes pain's greater than the heart inside. That's Erasure. And I want to talk to you today about how some people quit after hitting a wall. Or a small wall. I cannot understand. Okay, so some tasks I have been dealt with in my life, I've gone, oh wow, and I reach a wall. But then I think about it and I think about it and I find another way around. Some people, they just give up and move on to something else. And I don't understand that. And you notice a lot of people that give up easily are...
And here's today's podcast picture.
Fat. Well, we're all overweight. There is not a dang thing you can do to get your, what do you call it? What's that thing? The body index deal? That body, yeah. There's that. How do you even fit into that? Where you, yes, your body mass index, BMI. Thank you. Ugh, BMI is also some kind of music licensing thing that people in radio know about, because you always have to pay a BMI something in order to use. And if you're trying to start an internet radio station, you know all about BMI, because you got to pay for that, and that's TMI. But yeah, that's, if you don't, you can get sued, taken off the air. Basil. I refer you back to the last podcast picture to see the wonderful Basil the boxer and how he does not give up. He does not quit. Yesterday, I took Basil for a little walk at Parsons Park in Castro Valley, and there was an old lady. She said, "What's going on? Why is your dog walking funny?" Because she's old and she can say whatever she wants. She doesn't have to filter herself. She can just go, blah, say it all at once. And I said, "Oh, he's not. I'm walking fine. I'm bow-legged because I'm walking my dog. And he can't walk at all. His back legs don't move very well, and he can't hold himself up. If I were to let him go right now, he'd fall on the ground. But his front legs work fine, so I'm taking care of the back legs." "Oh," she said. Is your dog friendly?" I said, "Very." "I'm going to pet him," she said. "He will probably like the smell of all my cats that I have." I realized, too, that there's like some kind of senior living center near there, so perhaps she was from that. And so Basil sniffed her, and then she said, what's your dog's name?" I said, "Basil." And her husband, I forgot to mention, was with her, and he said, "Like Basil Rathbone?" I said, "Exactly." The actor that played Sherlock Holmes back in the 40s. And so he says, "Oh, yeah, okay, maybe a little bit of Austin Powers, too." Austin Powers saying, "Basil." And I thought that would be a good name for a boxer. So he says to me, that, yes, the Basil Rathbone, and I said yes. And then she said, does he like classical music? And she's playing classical music off of her smartphone. And the podcast picture has to do with smartphones and apps. But I wanted to finish this one story by saying what she told me as she walked away, ere she left and walked out of sight. She said to me, "It ain't over till it's over." And I said, exactly. Meaning Basil is not going to quit, so I'm not going to quit. And that's how it works, is I will keep fighting as long as Basil fights. I'm inspired. Smartphones, though, are not very inspirational. I don't like them. I use them. I'm app averse, as I've mentioned in previous podcasts. And I don't like apps mainly because of what you see in the Netflix special, The Great Hack, where it talks about how much information they take from you. And yes, they take a lot of information from you on the overnight. And I've talked about this in recent podcasts with my lovely lady friend and said, yes, it's true. They take a lot of that data that they've been collecting on you all day. On the overnight is when they ship it back to the hub, as it were. And they use your data plan if you don't have it on your Wi-Fi connection. So your data plan gets depleted on the overnight because of it. This is what I heard from Kim Commando, the gal that's been doing cyber radio shows since frickin' early 90s, I think. I remember there was a guy that I knew that owned a computer store. And he recorded me. That's right. He used like digital recording equipment and recorded me live playing some of my songs that I was doing at the time. I was totally into songwriting at that point in the 90s. Not so much now. And he was recording me, and we knew each other from college, from the UCSB days. Oh, God, I looked at a bunch of pictures of me from UCSB, UC Santa Barbara, when I was there in the 90s. I was so thin. And my lovely lady friend was looking at him, and she goes, "Oh, my God, you had so much hair." And I did. I forgot. I had so much curly hair. I had like a fro going on, if you will. A mic fro. And she goes, "Wow, you were hot." I guess I was. I don't know. Nobody told me that when I was that age. Nobody. They didn't go, "Mike, you're hot." They didn't say these things. I guess sometimes in life, no one gives you that kind of positive reinforcement. But I'm telling you now, you're hot. That's how hot you are, sizzling. So, back to smartphones as we go outside a cafe anyway. We're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valleyton. Look who's out here. The guy that's in the podcast picture in the drawing.
Hello, Mark. It's Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
In the podcast picture, I tell you about how I just downloaded an app that allows me to be obnoxious, and I want y'all to friend me on it, because I'm the only one on it.
That's how I got into Facebook. The stupid guy that I went to high school with, Ray something, he goes, "Mike, you need to get on Facebook. Everybody from our high school's on Facebook." So I go, all right, whatever, it's free. Next thing I know, they're taking all my information, all my data, all my time. Sure, I got in touch with a bunch of people I hadn't talked to in a long time, but shoot. Do I go on Facebook now? Yes. I post stuff for my podcast on Facebook. Do I look at anybody else's feed? No. If you're posting stuff on Facebook, I ain't seeing it. Instagram's another story. I'll look at your pictures, even though that's owned by Facebook. But that's taken all my information. Anyway, smartphones. And so, yes, in this, we discuss how apps are trying to make us less lonely, trying to make us work less, try to make it, we have to work more to make money in order to afford what the apps are making more convenient for us. It's ridiculous. And I make a little jab at stupid ride sharing, which I have never ever done, by the way. I've never downloaded a ride sharing app to my phone. I knew a guy that was in ride sharing. He drove for some ride sharer company, and he wanted me to download an app. "Mike, I'll get you, your first ride will be free." Well, if you're my friend, you'll give me a ride for free anyway, idiot. What the hell? Smartphones. Oh my God. Okay, you got to be careful of the apps you download. Start deleting apps today. Will you please promise me you will do that today? Delete a bunch of apps. Don't delete your browser. Make sure it's updated so you're getting, like, hopefully the best security on it. I don't know what's better, what browser's the best, what's the most secure, but be mindful of that. Don't put any financial stuff on your phone. Don't get a bank app. Don't get PayPal on your phone. No. Take all that off your phone now. Please do that only through websites. Do the double, triple, quadruple, whatever you can, as many verifications as you can. Double confirmation, at least. So that not only are you inputting your password to get into the website for whatever PayPal or your bank account, but they got to text you the code, the secret code. You've got to do that because it's just the hackers are getting better and better every day, and it's frightening. But you've got the security verification is the best way, and make up your own passwords. Don't let Google do it for you. I don't like that. That means Google has your password. They can get into anything. If anybody hacks your Google account, they can get into anything. Come up with it on your own. Take something from your personal life, from your personal bent on the world. We all have one. And use it, because no one will be able to figure that out. And do a little change-o-rama. Maybe write it down on a piece of paper and stash it somewhere deep in your wallet. Or swallow it somewhere. These are all tips I have for you today. But yes, so don't quit, don't give up, don't, or do Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel. What the hell happened to Kate Bush? My lovely lady friend played me that weird cyber video she did, I think it was in the 90s, about a guy he's doing exactly what I'm talking about, where he's on the computer and he's hooked. He's addicted, like people are to apps, to social media stuff. And eventually he gets sucked into it, or it sucks his whole life away. And Deeper Meaning, that one. Searching for a Deeper Meaning, I think is what the name of the song is. Very bizarre video if you see it. Speaking of videos that you can see on YouTube, Honest Trailers finally did an honest trailer about Avengers Endgame and said basically everything I said when that movie came out on this podcast. And that is, you've got to be careful of movie franchises that paint themselves into a corner. And the only way they can get out is through time travel. Yeah, so the movie right before Endgame, Infinity Wars, half the universe dies or gets blown away turns into dust or ashes or something, gets dusted. The only way they can take that back and bring all these heroes back that have made so much money for Disney is to do the time travel stupid thing, which is exactly what Star Trek did. They did the time travel thing, rebooted the universe. It's exactly what Men in Black did. Went back in time, rebooted that. Who was the other one? They do the back in time thing, and it's so awful. And this is coming from someone that loves time travel. I love shows like El Ministerio del Tiempo. El Ministerio del Tiempo. My Espanol is terrible, sorry. Doctor Who. And that kind of, but when they have to go back in time to fix a mistake in the plot that they can't do anything else but go back in time to fix it, it's a sad, hand wavy way of fixing things. For writers, it's lazy. I don't like it, and that's why I refused to watch Avengers Endgame. Even though, it made $1 bazillion. But Honest Trailers points that out and points out some of the bad acting and some of that, why they keep explaining time travel over and over again. It's like, we get it, shut up. And how you have, you know all the rest about, I'm not going to talk anymore about that. So, don't quit. Don't quit when you hit a wall. Keep going. Go around the wall. Go over it if you can. Be consistent and pace yourself. That's the best advice I can give to you. I mentioned the fact that a lot of people who quit end up getting overweight. I knew someone who did that. And then something happened where she just said enough. And she joined like a CrossFit thing. And then she went super extreme and ended up like hurting herself. She went a little too overboard because she knew she quit so much. And she says, I'm going to do the opposite. But she didn't pace herself. And in the end, she ended up getting big again. So you got to watch out for that. A lot of the CrossFit people are like, I've given up so many times now. I'm never going to give up. I'm going to go. I'm going to push myself to the limit. And then they injure themselves. We got to watch out about that. We're odd. Our human bodies are odd, aren't they? And so we just maybe got to be a little careful. Maybe we have to observe, consider our limits, and be careful about sometimes you push too far and you can hurt yourself. But don't give up. Hold on tight. You'll be all right. I got that from a song, from another video I was watching, where they went off to this island and it was like a trip. They travel around the world and they show you. It's amazing. It's someone's like travel log. I love those type things. Oh, traveling around the world. It wasn't Rick Steves. Hello, I'm Rick Steves. Today we're traveling to Barbados. It's a wonderful place. You should go to Barbados with your family. Although his voice, after a while, gets very boring. Do we not know who Rick Steves is? Okay. Well, that's the end of the show then. Oh, there were a couple other people who want to say hi out to outside at Cafe Anyway right now. Let's do that. Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. I don't like time travel stuff either. It's stupid. That's right, Chely. And this is Floyd the Floorman. And John Deere, the engineer. Mike, I bet you're going to shout out the name of the other thing they mentioned in Honest Trailers that was also a weak, lazy way of time travel rewriting for a movie franchise. Mm-hmm. I bet I am. So you'll have to wait to the end of the podcast for that. See a picture of Cafe Anyway at Mike's Daily Podcast. You can call me with your thoughts about anything I talked about today at 336MM Daily. That's 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast tries to be. And sometimes isn't daily. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try and make it daily as much as I can. That's right. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. You still have friends. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, will be back, and the Brewmaster. Now I have to go to a pool and be in all the icky muck with all the other people and all their BO and weird germs and stuff. But, we've got chlorine. That'll help fight it. That'll save us. Chlorine will save us all.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
X-Men.